Hello, Cancer, to another timeless, the love variant reading, where we cover anything that the love variant ways wants to be discussed, whether you are partnered up, single, married, divorced, widowed, polyamory, polyamorous, karmic, divine, whatever wants to be discussed will be discussed. Please keep in mind a few things. If you're here, Cancer, of being in your sun, rising, and or Jupiter position, you may be here in search of universal justice. Where if you're here for Mercury, Moon, and or Venus, you may be in search of emotional redemption. That could be more found in my sister channel, so feel free to check her out in the description box below. I look forward for you having subscribed to both of my channels if you haven't done so already. Please also know that I'm a master healer. Wherever you are on this earth vibration is irrelevant to how well I can heal you. So I look forward in possibly working with you should that arise. All right, Cancer, let's get to it. All right, I think that this is going to be a good reading, a good fight, a good fucking fight. A bit better than the last reading if that energy at all rings a bell in my channel, but no pressure. All right, a little bit of nervous energy here, a little bit of second guessing, a little bit of sorrow, but not out of hand. All right, you are with this part that makes you sad. There's a lot of acceptance that help ground you of this experience. Bad news may be coming, Cancer. I see some energy that hasn't yet made your way, so just be prepared for that, whatever that may be. This is not to trigger your fear. If I'm picking it up and you are picking up fear, then know that's not how it operates. You're inducing your own awareness of guilt. Okay, when I say guilt, it's why would you feel guilty when a warning of negativity is coming your way? Just be prepared for whatever it comes your way, because ether apparently is testing the limits of where you think suffering is. Suffering is also is an illusion. Suffering is something we can put upon ourselves with mental obsession. And if we understand that narrative, that we have the power to change that cognitively, whether it's with the assistance of another professional even, or professional, or even self, with all the transformative books that are available and interactiveness of caring for self. I'm just getting, all right. Okay, whatever. I gotta move on. So, give me 1 second. All right, either wants me to move on, so I'm gonna move on. All right, we have the Poet, relationships and vulnerability. We have the Diviner, divine timing, evaluation. And we have the Chiromancer, delivering news and collaboration. So I already see that you're doing the magic with these hands here, Cancer. You may already have done this work. You've divinely integrated your life of possibilities by being really good at law of attraction. And you got to work. You got to work, and you get to work, and you get shit done. That's period. That's on period, right? That's something that you naturally do. You do it well. People should take some notes. That's how well you do it. Some of you feel a butt coming, and I won't say it. However, I will say however, because I will not invalidate everything that you've experienced and everything that you've come to learn, to grow, and know. However, what's the problem, Cancer? What is the problem? Some of you are like, I don't know, I'm trying to figure it out. And it's because you keep manifesting more and 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 thinking that you're going to run away from that little big deal you got going on right there. There's a little bit of a problem. And it hurts like a motherfucker, whatever that is. Like, whatever that is, that unhealed shit is a big problem. Some of you are in your twin flame journey. You have done too much detoxing to not, quote unquote, deserve to be on the vibration that you are on. You literally wrote your existence and were like, oh, God, it's here. Please let me live in this existence without all this bullshit of a mess. But then you realize, oh, this mess is not going anywhere. It's just not trickling into other situations. Maybe I have an attitude with the wrong people. I'm not rekindling the relationships that offered me the best relationships. I still hold myself accountable for small relationships. These people that are around you right now are much smaller in energetical vibrations than you. And ether is like, whatever. I mean, we don't know any longer what it is that you want, Cancer. You're confusing. You're confusing. You're confusing. And so things are only as chaotic as how much little attention or a lot of attention that you give it to. Things are only as beautiful for the vast imagination that you find things beautiful. Anything beyond that, you're asking for way too much work for the ether to prove things for you, because you need to look in the mirror, validate yourself, and see the explosion of possibility just emanating by just looking at yourself. Instead of having to work so much, be detail-oriented, cross the T's, dot the I's, get to busy work, and then be so exhausted from point A to point B and not being able to understand if you're ever going to make it to C, to D, to E, to F. Or even get a detour of an express journey to Z, because some of you want that. Some of you want an express journey to Z, get it all figured out. But then you're going to regret not making the journey through A through B, and B through C, and C to D, and C to Y. Like, there's a mess, all right? It's a controlled mess, all right? It's still respectable in many more ways because you've put in a lot of work. I see it. However, I feel like that's going to be the title of the video. However, not this one. Some of y'all getting bored. A little bored. But never bored of the drama. Never bored of the drama, because you're like, this is who you are. It gives you something to talk about, right? It gives you something to feel about too. It puts you to test with what feelings are real or not. It puts you to test to be your own mini version of justice, like be convincing, to be content, to be determined. Like, all that is coming from your healing powers. Like, you've been there, done that, and it's affecting low vibrational people, and so they're gonna get a dose of you, which is great. But at the same time, are you ready for that? Not really. Like, not really ready. In theory, you are, because every time you're on the dialogue with someone to talk about this shit, you have a lot of good shit and wisdom to speed through and to offer and to throw at the table of resolution and problem solving, and this is how you get connected and stronger with your family, and this is what you do. Come to me and I'm healing you, and you are also a healer, Reiki healer, and all whatever healing opportunities you are, because I see nurses, doctors, women and men of service here, maybe even also EMT, AF, ATF here I'm hearing as well. All right, so there's a lot of like judicial role of, well, if you do this will bring you better, this will make you better, kind of thing. And yeah, some of you speak the magic, but some of you also don't know how to deal with the runt of not being able to fix everything, and that you're trying to run away from. You're realizing that every healing role you take for yourself, you are also not able to heal everything. And instead of making peace with that, you're bringing a bit of chaos to that, because that makes you unstable. You would secretly wish to be able to heal everything under the sun. And at the end of the day, you could, but the ether is testing the limits of something that makes you very uncomfortable to even see as potentially true. The way you're doing it may not be the way to get to the masses. So that is something to put in a looking glass and see where you are of residency, and if you believe in the work that you're doing. And if not, if it's difficult, then maybe you're not working. If it's play, then you're working, because you always will show up to play, no matter when, no matter what it takes, because you want to play. And this thing you always want to return and play with or for. And whatever you get out of that is so worthy of you always playing, you will always show up to it. But I feel like some of you are not at that level. So you're creating a path or figuring out, or maybe you're also creating a new label for yourself in a niche of a work element of some kind. Because all of these things are affecting the way you impersonalize relationships privately. Because privately, you're not as strong as you say you are publicly. However, Cancer, right? The Fool. Okay, so like I said, you've been there, done that. You've learned a lot already. You're fresh out of the waters of having learned a lot about things. All right, the Lovers is here. The Six of Wands is here, being victorious. Then we have the Ten of Swords here to say, yeah, you've been there, done that, and seen all this mess. It's over the Four of Swords. You've seen this mess. You've gone through shit. You've gone through people. You've had people come your way to test the elements of what to believe in. Now it's about understanding the narrative of the synchronicity of it happening in your life in the first place. Because there are so many more quote-unquote years to come of this existence, but you're trying to expedite it to get to the finish line. The finish line is nowhere to get over, because you're supposed to be a winner at all times. It's not a race. Until you get that message, things will seem to be a little bit like careless, like, I don't know where to go, but oh, it feels so good. And then boom, you might have a fall because you were tripping and being senseless. Or you forgot to pay a bill. Or, I don't know. Also dealing with the stressors of now a blended family, because all the things that come with the need of also loving someone or something unconditionally. There are conditions that need to be met and compromised for this unconditional love to even take place. The ether is almost like asking you to take a risk at identifying your role in dramas of the relationships that you're in, and see how, in a way, they kept offering some version of healing, because I see some of that shit was karmic too, like whether it was sexual friends with benefits here, and you allowed yourself to heal through that and through them, which is all okay. It's all okay. It's all okay. Nothing to feel guilty about, because you're still living and breathing. You can have a lot of scars, you can fuck up a lot and live a long life. It's not the point of existence to see things as good or bad. The point of existence is to sustain a sustainable frequency that forces you to maintain the journey for yourself. And once you understand that egocentric type of mind frame, you'll break free into an unconditional love of interconnectedness and external validation. Someone has or will come across past life regression and do it, and this will offer you another perspective to bring into this lifetime. All right, Ether wants me to close out this reading. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, all those in between and beyond, go check out the description box below for any of my services and to check out a sister channel of mine. Either way, I'm wishing you to keep flowing, growing, and glowing wherever you are in this ether of time and space. Take care.